What's up and welcome everyone to a new video here on the official MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzlle, and in this video we are doing something a little special because we are checking out a deck list submitted by you guys, our incredible community. Okay, so here we have a deck list submitted by Hygge State titled Cookie Crumbs, and it came with a little note which reads, "I am new to this hobby. Having come during the final few weeks of Wilds of Eldraine, this was the first deck I constructed. Excellent choice. The cookies are awesome. I'm anticipating a few laughs, but I build around a theme and not competitive viability. This deck is all about knowing when to eat food and when to have the foods eat your opponent." I love that wording. The image of gingerbread people felling demons sends me to the moon. I liked it so much I committed to buying it in paper. Alright, let's check out this deck list. Okay, so here we have the Golgari Cookie Crumbs deck. And in this deck, we're looking for two things. We're looking for food payoff and we're looking for food creators. And obviously, we have the legendary like a food trio. The Ginger Brute, the Sir Ginger, and the Tough Cookie. Ginger Brute are 1 mana, 1/1 attacker that you can make unblockable if you pay 1 mana for it. Tough Cookie, which is a 2 mana 2/2 creature. When it enters the battlefield to create a food, we can use its activated ability for 3 mana to turn a target non-creature artifact you control into a 4/4 artifact creature until end of turn. So Tough Cookie's here to turn our food tokens into 4/4 attackers. And then we have Sir Ginger, the Queen, 2 mana 3/1. When it, Sir Ginger has Trample, Hexproof, and Haste, as long as an opponent controls a Planeswalker, and whenever another artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. So Sir Ginger's scry 1, put a 1/1 counter on it, triggers whenever one of our artifact creatures dies, or most importantly, whenever we sacrifice a food token. So let's have a look here at some more payoff that I'm seeing. This is my first time looking at the deck. Now, Welcome to Sweet Tooth to me is like the ultimate food token payoff, because the third chapter reads, put X 1/1 counters on target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of foods you control. So this should really put a lot of 1/1 counters on our creatures, and Ginger Brute makes like the perfect target for that, because Ginger Brute can be activated to become unblockable except by creatures with haste. So that's really neat. On top of that, it also creates a food token. So it kind of like, works off itself. I'm also seeing the Witch's Vanity in here. 2 mana Saga, destroy target creature and opponent controls with mana value 2 or less. Which can be pretty relevant against like aggro decks, white weenies, red aggro. Creates a food token as well, that's what we're looking for. And a Wicked Roll token on top of that. So nice, creates a food token, that's what we're looking for. Candy Grapple, I'm really happy to see this removal in the deck. 2 mana, instant, bargain. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. But if it was bargained, it gets -5/-5 instead. And because we have so many food tokens in this deck, we should almost always be able to bargain this spell by sacrificing a food token and give something -5/-5. So that's neat. We have Candy Trail here as well on 1 mana. An artifact food clue when it enters the battlefield scry 2. We can also sacrifice it to gain 3 life and draw a card. Okay. Well, so as long as it's on the battlefield, we have a food. We can also fix it up over library. I'm not mad at that inclusion. It's pretty neat. Gumdrop Poisoner. Oh, that's really cool. 3 mana, 3/2. Adventure Side creates a food token for you for 1 mana. And the creature itself has lifelink, but when it enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So if we sacrifice a food, we gain 3 life. We then put Gumdrop Poisoner in play, and Gumdrop Poisoner will give a creature -3/-3. Love to see that. Return from the Wilds. Haven't played with that one. 3 mana sorcery. Choose 2. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle. Create a 1/1 white human creature and create a food. Okay, so I guess this can give us a land if we need it. If we're like, screwed, or gives us a food token or a human. All right, seems versatile enough. Okay, I love to see Greta. She's the Golgari payoff. For being in food. When Greta enters the battlefield, create a food token. For green, we can sacrifice a food and put a 1/1 counter on target creature. And for 1 in the black, we can sacrifice a food, you draw a card, and you lose 1 life. So Greta is here to turn our food tokens into card draw, and that is fantastic. Ooh, Night of Sweet's Revenge. 3 copies. The number 1, like the big food token, like payoff. Enchantment. When Night of Sweet's Revenge enters the battlefield, create a food. Foods you control have tap it. For a forest, so for a forest, 1 green mana, for 7 total, you can sacrifice Night of Sweet's Revenge. Creatures you control gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of food tokens, or the number of foods you control. Activate only as a sorcery. So this should absolutely grow our entire team. If we sacrifice Night of Sweet's Revenge and we don't win the game, we've done something wrong. So this is a really cool payoff at the top end for the deck. Provisions Merchant, 4 mana, 3/3 beast peasant creature. When it enters the battlefield, create a food. And whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice a food. If you do, attacking creature gets +1/+1 against trample. Okay, I haven't really played much with this card, but giving something trample can be really relevant for the creatures that grow big through like Sweet Tooth or Sir Ginger in general, who grows pretty big, or, you know, Greta that can buff things up. So that's pretty neat. And then I see the ultimate betrayal card, Ariad's Tempting Apple, which allows you to gain control of target creature until end of turn. When it enters the battlefield and tap it, it gains haste. So we can steal a creature from our opponent while also sacrificing the apple to either gain 3 life or to deal, make our opponent lose 3 life. This looks pretty spicy. I like it. Okay, so I just think this is such a cute idea, especially during holiday seasons, to play decks submitted by people that watch these videos and give back to the supporters of the channel that way. We're going to be playing some games for the deck, and at the end of the video, I'll also be giving a few suggestions as to what cards I would change to make the deck even stronger. Alright, shout out to Wizards of the Coast for allowing me to make another video for you guys, and let's check out if the cookie crumbles in this community deck list. Alright, we are on the play. Love to see it. Oh, like, I like the lands, but Return from the Wilds, Night of Sweet Revenge, and the Tempting Apple don't really do anything for our board. So unfortunately, we have the mole. That looks a bit better, at least. I'm probably gonna remove the Provisions Merchant here. I want to keep the lands. I want to keep the removal, and the Gumdrop Poisoner is also just nice. I don't know why I started with a forest. I just started with a swamp and got myself the food token, but okay. You tell me. It's okay, though. Not like we're going to be doing anything with that food anytime soon. Alright, let's start with Tough Cookie. I'm happy with the Greta top deck here. It's a good card. Turning our foods into cards is very nice. So the trade here isn't... I can't. Recruitment Officer eventually gives our opponent like so many cards, and I would like to take that out, but I need to have some board presence, you know? Alright, let's play Greta. This Greta with a 3 power, 3 toughness makes a good blocker, so we can work with that for sure. Okay, now one of the important things for the next turn is finding a land. Still pouring over Greta, don't do that. Get lost! Oh, okay. We'll miss you, Greta. I was already dreaming about our future together. Unfortunate. Alright, let's book the Lunarch Veteran. We got a Restless Cottage, so we can do Candy. We might actually have to Candy Grapple on the Initiate, because the Initiate, okay. I would like Ginger. I don't think Tempting Apple does anything for me here. Tempting Apple is really just like a finisher. Like it's like a sideboard card that I would maybe bring in against like Atraxa. When I know I can grab a bomb from my opponent that can go phase. It doesn't just really like fit in any deck, you know? Cool, so Ginger is gonna be put to the top. We have the Candy Grapple here for the Hopeful Initiate, who needs to be dealt with because yeah, we don't want to lose our like Tough Cookie to just the opponent removing 1/1 counters. Not that they can grow it at the moment. Ooh, a Nymphcall. That's not good either. All right, we might have to change our minds here and get rid of an Nymphcall, because as long as the opponent isn't removing or like doesn't have anything with 3 power, then the Hopeful Initiate can grow and can get 1/1 counter on it. So an Nymphcall just also like gets counters on it that the Hopeful Initiate can take off, so that wouldn't really help us out much either. All right, Sir Ginger. At least I am so happy to see Ginger here. Ginger is probably like the strongest cookie. I can sacrifice my Candy Trail, draw a card, and also Scribe a Ginger and put a 1/1 counter on her, so that's good. All right, Recruitment Officer is going to look for something. But at the moment, we're just defending. You know, we're not really attacking. We're going to have to find like a way through at some point. That is an Adeline. All right. I'm going to eat my Candy Trail. Scry. What am I looking for here? Now, An untapped land would be even better. Because then I could at least remove something by eating the food. So I'm not going to keep the Restless Cottage on top. I can't really afford to. Alright, good. That's nice. Let's take it. Let's take it. Alright, Knight of Sweet's Revenge. Or Knight of Sweet's Revenge, welcome to Sweet Tooth. I can eat the food token and remove something. This is my moment, my opportunity to remove the Hopeful Initiate. I also really want to remove the recruitment officers, but there's 2 of them. So, you know, I'm not really seeing the value there. I could also just do Tough Cookie and make a blocker. I don't hate that either. Maybe I'll do that. Let's see if we can catch him off guard. Let's attack with Sir Ginger. Okay. Here we go. We gotta keep our opponent's life total in check, you know, like... Okay, so what's the opponent gonna do here? Lunarch Veteran plus Adeline? My Tough Cookie can also animate my map tokens, which is really cool. And the Tough Cookie makes a great blocker. Tough Cookie animate makes a great blocker for Adeline too, at the same time, so that's nice. Alright, you don't see it, you don't see it, you don't see it. They do, rip. Alright, let's then create a food and sacrifice it. Buff up Ginger and look for a card. Another Tough Cookie. Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's technically better cards to be drawn, but... You know, I'm already happy with the Tough Cookie here, so... Yeah, let's just put Tough Cookie in play and hold up the activated ability of animating. We also have, like, a play where we could sacrifice Ginger to gain 5 life and remove Adeline. But... Opponent also has got Plaza of Heroes active. Ooh, Warden of the Inner Sky. That is going to have to be dealt with. Because that's going to be able to fly over. Alright, Adeline swings. Initiate swings. So now they're going to work with taking off the counters to remove something. Yep. Alright, let's animate here. But if they do that, then they cannot Plaza, so... If they want to protect Adeline. Actually, are we going to see the initiate counters taken off now? Because that would be very interesting. Oh, wow. Alright. Now, I don't know if I would have ordered it like that, but... We're very grateful. We're very grateful. That's pretty good for us. Alright. Well, the biggest problem at the moment is the opponent gaining a lot of life with these Lunarch Veterans and Phantoms. Harriet's Tempting Apple. Such a silly card. Okay, let's put him on the human. Look at that, big boy! Alright, so that's good. I'm just trying to figure out, does this have to be my blocker? Man, you gotta make plays, you know? Like, we gotta get that 27-0 at some point, so let's swing. Alright, up next, we're gonna sacrifice our food to remove the Warden of the Inner Sky, which is needed because if the opponent is smart, they would turn that into a flyer, and Hell breaks loose pretty quickly there, and so, okay. Not looking too bad here. Ooh, an Impa Call at the top. That is not good. We're not happy with that at all. Uh-oh, and they have the flyer too. Uh-oh, uh-oh. You know what? If I've ever seen a clutch top deck in my life, this would be it. Nice. Alright, let's swing in with Gumdrop and A8. Now, the great thing about the Gumdrop is that the copies on the board kind of help the other ones in hand, so... That's pretty neat. The gumdrop goes there. I am gonna... Yep, gain your life. I'm gonna put a food token in play, and then play this gumdrop to remove the Inimpicall. And I'm just gonna pass my turn. I could have also done something with the map, but... yeah, we need to deal with this recruitment officer now as well, to prevent them from drawing a bunch of cards. Okay, let's go! The draws! Here we go. Let's remove that recruitment officer, and let's animate a food. Alright, alright. Gamers, I think we're doing it. Let's go! Yay! Alright, that's awesome. Nice! Oh, I'm so happy. Tempting Apple, Return from the Wilds, and a Gingerbrute. So this is kind of lacking power, but I do like the Gingerbrute. I do like the lands. Candy Grapple is good removal, so we're gonna hope that we top deck one of our ways to buff up our cookies, or some more like powering creatures, or something along those lines. At least having some removal is good. We can also, you know, thin the deck out, find a land. Tempting Apple can maybe do a little bit of can do some mean things, hopefully. Okay, so that seems like an easy Candy Grapple target. We're obviously not going to bargain. I don't want to lose my Gingerbrew, so let's get rid of that. Kind of gotta prevent our opponent from gaining life, you know? We don't want that at all. Playing against Ortsov? Probably some like Ortsov life gain stuff here. Wonder if they're playing something like Amalia. Love her. Vron. Ooh. Yeah, Vron is also very scary. Okay, so we drew into another land here. That's... kind of hate to see it. I could remove Vron here, but also, like, let me just use my mana and, like, thin my deck out. I really want to avoid finding another land on the top. We gotta find some, like, gas here somewhere. Let's just put it on the forest. Okay, and just pass the turn. I mean, I'm not double booking Vron here. I have two creatures in play now, I guess. I have my human token. Phyrexian Awakening. Now, what is that? Incubate 4 Phyrexians you control have Vigilance. Spicy. Alright, I'm just gonna have to let it go through, I'm afraid. So, something that we could do at one point that could be really cool is we could steal the Incubate token and then bargain off it. But that's getting, like, very far ahead in the future, and we're gonna need, like, 6 mana to do so. But, you know, at this point, we kind of need such plays, so let's put Cottage in play. I'm probably gonna make Gingerbrew unblockable here, and then, just go phase. Yeah, so I really hope that we're gonna be able to do this, you know, evil play of stealing the creature and using it to our advantage to remove not only what we stole, but also the other creature on the board. Okay, so the Incubate token, or yeah, the Incubate token transforms, so that's good. Norn's Inquisitor ends up with Incubate 2. Okay. Man, everything having Vigilance is so scary. I think we have to try to go for this play. Like, I think you just take it. We should have a lot of foods to gain life, so that's good. Alright, so let's do this. Ariad's Tempting Apple. Let's grab it at 4/4. Okay, perfect. Let's swing with this 4/4. See if they could chump a Norn's Inquisitor. That wouldn't be a bad play. Okay, so Norn's Inquisitor, whenever the permanent you control transforms to a Phyrexian, put a 1/1 counter on it. So that gives a 1/1 counter to the Incubator token once they transform it. But I think Vron is the scariest of them all. So I'm going to bargain, target Vron, sacrifice my opponent's token, and then we have just made a very good play. Is it enough? I'm not sure. We're quite flooded here, so... We do have a Restless Cottage. That at least allows us to get some food tokens. Ariad's Tempting Apple can be sacrificed for life gain. Gingerbrew can be sacrificed for life gain. The Vigilance is kind of like the scariest thing here, though. Very scary. But you know, at least we got some lands. I wouldn't mind like finding like a Knight of Sweet's Revenge here, or maybe like a Greta or something to draw some more cards. So the Inquisitor, okay, the North Inquisitor attacks. I'm gonna have to block that. Seems okay. Another Restless Cottage. Okay, well, I'm gonna start off here by swinging with the Restless Cottage. I'm not attacking with Gingerbrute at this moment because I would like to eat a food token. I think that's the better play here. Try and keep ourselves alive. Let's put the forest in play and pass the turn. We can just eat that if we need to, or like the Tempting Apple, but I don't think we'll do that. Tempting Apple can also turn into basically a Lightning Strike. Kind of. What is that? Infected Defector? When it dies, incubate 3. Okay. Now, you know what would be so clutch if we could get like a Knight of Sweet's Revenge or something? I need to buff this Gingerbrute up. So we do have a block on Banalish Sleeper here. Ooh, I feel like you might want to take that. Especially because we have a backup Gingerbrute. I wasn't really expecting them to attack with that, so I'm gonna take the trade there and also gain 3 life here. Another Gingerbrute. I mean, I do love them, but you know. Okay, so if I attack with the Restless Cottage, one probably blocks with Infected Defector. Okay. I guess we have a backup cottage. The Vigilance is really which it's just is like very, very bad here for us. Alright, I'm just gonna swing. Ooh, they let it go through. Now that is very interesting. Especially because we have that Tempting Apple. So we have another 2 damage that the opponent cannot block here. That's another 3. Okay. How much is the opponent swinging in at us for right now? Going in for 7? I can gain a 3. I will probably do that. I can also put both Gingerbrutes in play, but... I think I'm better off just eating the food here, because I'm not going to block with them. They need to be my attackers. Okay, lifelink. We can sacrifice our Gingerbrutes to deny the life gain if we need to. Not sure if that's the play we want to make, but... Yup, go ahead, bestie. We go to 2, let's eat the food. Go back up to 5. We really need something... Oh, it's Welcome to Sweet Tooth, that's great. Okay, that's really good. That's what we needed. Now, the real difficult thing in here is like, can we stay alive long enough to the point that we can get to chapter 3? That's the question. And then we can buff up a Gingerbrute. So we can chump with our human. I wish it had a read ahead. Wrong set. The short-term creature planeswalker create a treasure. Okay, so I can sacrifice my Gingerbrute here. In response. I'm probably just gonna put this one in play now then. Just use my mana while I can. Okay. Another Ichor Drinker. Okay, okay. So, when that dies, you can exile Incubate too. I think we're chomping the Infected Defector here. I feel like we might have to use the Tempting Apple to stay alive. Candy Trail. Okay. It's a good draw. This is so close, by the way. The difficult thing is, like, I also need to keep foods on the board because I want to use the Welcome to Sweet Tooth for value. I think Greta is exactly what we're looking for here, though. Okay. So let's sacrifice the Candy Trail. And Greta creates a food, but Greta could also buff the Gingerbrute up. Like, this is going, like, all in on the Gingerbrute right now. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 foods. So that's 4. Oh! Gains medicine on a turn. Oh no. Okay, okay. Yikes, yikes. Yikes. Oh man. Oh man, okay. Okay. Right. right. We just got to take that out of it because I think we could have... Opponent would have gone to 10. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4 on the ginger root. Make it go to 5. Greta could have done 1, 2 counters on it. And then you could have sacrificed Ariad's Tempting Apple for exactly 10. Oh, we could have gotten out of it. Can we survive? So I could go up to 10. Like, the second I double looked at drinkers, they're just gonna remove the ginger root, right? But you also kind of, like, can't double book a drinker. You have to double book, like, an infector or a 4/4. Oh, this is so sad. No. This is so sad. I think it's the vigilance really what destroyed us. The Phyrexian Awakening. Like, you do this, you die. But you also lose your win con, which is the ginger root. This keeps you alive, but you take 8, go to 2. And lose your whole board. Same with this one. It's just GG's. I'm not gonna block here. So close, though. Like, so close. We saw the way out. It's just the grafted butcher off the top really just... was not good for us. Alright, let's get into game number 3. We just unfortunately picked up a loss against Ortsov Phyrexians. I had the win, but the opponent had the top deck. Feels bad. We got close, though. I'm just, you know, giving you guys a shorter recap of, like, what happened in the previous game, because I'm not sure how many games I can include in this video. So, a little recap on our standard event run here for you guys before we get into game number 3. We go first. Hey, we love to see that. We got some tough cookies. We got some ginger roots, some removal. That looks good to me. Also, a Restless Cottage. I really like seeing that land. All right, let's get started with the cottage. I'm just gonna, like, you know, play Cookie on curve. Red aggro. All right. Another cookie. The whole gingerbread family has arrived. Now, normally, Cookies has a really good matchup against red aggro, so obviously we have a lot of ways to gain life. Opponent kept a spicy one-lander. Interesting. I will definitely remove that Swift Spear with Candy Grapple, and I'm gonna do that right now. Well, I can technically wait. I could do it now if I don't want to bargain. I can wait and maybe bait them into, like, playing Monstrous Rage, but I would rather keep my food token, because I think I might have to, like, you know, eat it at some point or turn it into a 4/4 attacker, and I think we're better off that way, so. Okay. Kumano swings. Alright, I think I'm just gonna, like, put another tough cookie in play rather than animating my food here. Let's swing for 4. I always love the spicy red aggro player, one land and a dream keep. I am afraid I am pretty, very guilty of that strategy myself. The tempting one-lander tempts a girly very often. Alright, let's put a tough cookie in play here again. We're just gonna flood the board with gingerbread cookies. The Christmas holiday festivities are very much alive here already. Despite it being, you know, early December. Alright. Cookie got burned. Opponent gives up. They kept the one lander and did not manage to find a land. But we pick up our first win here. So a little recap here. We just picked up our third loss against Esper mid-range. Deck's just more powerful. There's not much else to say there. Alright. This is a really nice curve. We have the turn 1, Tempt with Treats, turn 2 Cookie into Greta. And we have some good lands to go with it too. White Weenies, most likely, even though it could also still be like a Boros deck. We see a Hopeful Initiate on 1. Unfortunate that we are on the draw here, but we should have a pretty good matchup against aggro decks in general. So let's Tempt with Treats, put a food token on the board. Oh, that is very nice. What a top deck. The Witch's Vanity. We're gonna remove that adversary because the adversary also blocks up the Hopeful Initiate, and on top of that, it's got lifelink and 3 power, so that makes a pretty good target. Alright, that was a premium draw. That was a premium top deck. Nice. Love to see it. Kinda needed that. Especially on the draw. Next turn we have Greta coming up. Hopefully we can do something spicy with the Gumdrop Poisoner as well. Alright, let's first see what happens here. The Initiate just swings in. Pass the turn. So this could be something like removal. Could also be like something with Flash. Like it could be White Virtue. Could be the 1/1 Soldiers. I would love to do Greta, because Greta can also allow me to, like, draw a card. It's the riskiest play, but I also want to guarantee myself my 4th land drop. So I'm going to put Greta in play and hope for the best. Alright, so no instant speed removal, at least. So, like, a Get Lost is something you can think of. Brutal Cathar. That does remove Greta. And unfortunately, that also means we miss out on our Wicked Roll token from the Witch's Vanity. That's sad. Alright. So, you can put Tough Cookie in play and Ginger Brew. You can also do Sir Ginger and Ginger Brew. I'll do Tough Cookie instead because I would rather trade Tough Cookie with Brutal Cathar than Sir Ginger. She can be very, very valuable. Growing large, getting the scries. Okay, please attack with that Brutal Cathar. Be nice, please. Alright, no, they don't. They don't. Makes sense. Alright, we got Greta over here. So this could be a really nice setup because we can get to a point where we can have Sir Ginger and Greta together on the board. Greta can do the, you know, sacrifice if we put a 1/1 counter on something, which will also grow Sir Ginger. And we have like 5 to food tokens right now, so we'll happily sack a food to buff something up, make a good blocker here. Knight Errant of Eos from the opponent. We're gonna fuel the hand. Oh, a whiff. Oh, that's good for us. Okay, okay. RNG is in our favor this game. I'm afraid we're gonna have to let this Adeline go through because I am not in a mood to double block right now. Alright, so this is where we're gonna have to put Sir Ginger in play. So Greta, I'm gonna actually because we need to find a way to win this game too. I think you buff up the Ginger Brew here. Okay. So Sir Ginger, Candy Trail, Scry 2. I need to find a land. I need to find a land. Alright, well, don't really have any good attackers, but Ginger, Sir Ginger can take out Adeline. I would much rather not do that, but we are at 8 life. So we don't have a whole lot of freedom here, I'm afraid. Yep. Okay. They're hovering over my Ginger. Please don't do that. Let her live. Oh no! Ginger! Ginger, no! Oh, Ginger's gonna go, you guys. Yikes. Oh, this is really painful now. Alright, let's do the best we can. Let's block the Hopeful Initiate with the Greta, and I'm afraid we're gonna have to double block Adeline. Yep. Lose both of our cookies, but we still have Greta. We have enough foods to eat. This is where I would really, really love to gain some life. Oh, and that's a tapped land. That's so unfortunate. Because we're stuck, right? Like, Skrelv can just do protection from green on Night Errant of Eos. And the second it happened, well, not protection, but whatever, you know, choose a color, hexproof, can be blocked on green, and that would just destroy us. So we kind of can't even put a creature on the board here, which is really bad because then Brutal Cathar also turns to night, and then Brutal Cathar becomes a 3/0 first strike. Ugh. Okay, well, oh, it's painful, man. It's painful. I guess the best we can do is buff up Greta so that Greta could at least block Cathar, and then eat the food. Go to 5. I mean, that means you're already dead, right? Because they also have the 1/1 there that they can swing in with. They could literally just swing with whole team and we die. They don't even need to work with Skrelv at this point. Like, it's hard. It's hard. Like, it's... yeah. We can only hope the opponent doesn't see it and attack with everything does the trick, but... you tell me. This is also bad now because opponent just played 2 cards, meaning we're gonna go to day. Meaning Greta is going to be grabbed by the Brutal Cathar. So... if the opponent doesn't realize they got lethal, we could get out of it with a Candy Grapple on Cathar. Once they go back to day, we could get a Greta back, not 2, because, you know. Okay, so, yep, that is happening. I'm gonna eat my food, survive on 1 life, and, trade with the Night Errant? On a positive note, Cathar doesn't grab anything now. So, our best play here has got to be eat the food, play the Gumdrop Poisoner, go on Brutal Cathar. Can we stabilize? Probably not, right? Because doesn't Skrelv just work with the Guardian of New Benalia who enlists? Because both creatures are black now. I mean, maybe they don't see it. Let's stay positive. Oh, that's bad though. That makes Talia a really good attacker. We're so close to stabilizing. So close. Yep, do they see it? Protection from black, enlist it. And then they have lethal. Opponent, you don't know what enlisting is. You have no idea what it is. Please don't. No, I'm afraid they are perfectly aware of what enlisting is. Feels bad, man. All right. Yeah. We take 6 and lose the game. I mean, I could have also just eaten my food and put a tough cookie in play, but it doesn't really do anything for you either. Feels bad. Feels bad. Well, we just lost against White Weenies. Unfortunately. They just ran us over. Cool. Welcome to Sweet Tooth plus Ginger Brew. We love the synergy there. That's nice. So let's start off with that. Let's put Gingerbrew in play. We're just gonna try and curve out as best as we can. If we can put Welcome to Sweet Tooth in play on turn 2 and turn 3 is a Tough Cookie, that would be really, really powerful because then we'd have like, what, 4 food tokens on the board? So I would love to see that. I'm a bit of, you know, this could be a counter spell, but at the same time, if they are playing a control deck, we gotta be fast. So let's try our best and put the Welcome to Sweet Tooth in play. Alright, it was a Virtue. So this is probably going to be Esper mid. Gix. Oof. Might actually be Esper Legends then. Alright. So let's put Tough Cookie in play. We also have Gumdrop Poisoner around right now, which I will be playing with. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna have 5 food on the board. Means 5 1 counter for our Gingerbrew. Nice. Okay, I'm actually really tempted to just double block the Gix here. It's so risky though. Like, the opponent removes something and it's over, right? I might just have to like play it safe here and do this. Unfortunately, my Tough Cookie goes, so we're gonna get 4 1/1 counters. But I also, we can get bullied by the Gix and like outvalued. All right, Gumdrop Poisoner here. We're gonna see if we can give these 1/1 counters to the Gingerbrew. We do! Still got 5 of them. Nice. Because it's +1, which I kind of forgot about, but you know, and a pleasant surprise. All right. So, yep, let's swing with the Gingerbrew. We're not gonna miss out on 6 points of damage here. Infernal Grasp! Wow, that is so unfortunate because a lot of people play Go for the Throat nowadays. Not really Grasp anymore, and we'd have the upside of this being an artifact against Go for the Throat. Feels bad, man. At least they lose 2 life, but yeah. Let's put Gumdrop Poisoner in play and see if we can get a trade. If anything, next turn we have Sacrifice a Food and put Gumdrop in play to remove Gix. Children! Oh my god. Sheesh. Okay. Well, this is gonna get interesting. I could technically swing with the Gumdrop Poisoner. And if the opponent blocks with Shoulder, I could put a new Gumdrop Poisoner in play. It's so cheesy though. Anyways, let's just remove Gix. Like, I was also thinking what you can do is you can grow Sir Ginger to 5, sacrifice her, and then Gumdrop Poison or Shoulder it, but like... oh, is that worth it? I don't know. We're just gonna have to manifest a Candy Grapple off the top. I'm afraid you're gonna have to double block here. You gotta. Shouldered and Rafine is just is over, you know? Alright, we have a Tough Cookie. Can I attack? Alright, I'm just gonna attack with Gumdrop, and I'm gonna put Tough Cookie in play. We can still attack here to get the 3 life. At least our life total is looking real good. In an ideal world, we find some payoff somewhere here, though. Some more payoff, like... ooh, Virtue of Loyalty, and that is not good. Very good for the opponent, pretty bad for us. In Tough Cookie, we trust, though. Tough Cookie animate all our food tokens and bring us victory. Witch's Vanity, unfortunately, does not hit Rafine. Alright. Reanimate. Thank you, Tough Cookie. I think I actually also swing in with the Gumdrop, because if they block the Gumdrop, then I'm pushing 8. Like, you take what you can get, you know? Alright. Yeah, this Virtue can be... Oh man, that hurt. That is such an odd card to play as well in a main board in Esper. Legends. Man, that was just unlucky. You know what? I believed for a second. I won't lie. There's no recovering there. I mean, opponent's at 6. Technically, we could try, but... Ooh. Not good. Not good. Not good at all. That was awful. I don't know. I guess I'll just put a Witch's Vanity in play. Oh, okay. Now, the Deep Cavern bet grows now as well, so the opponent is going to be capable of gaining a little life. Rafine is at this point out of range for all of our removal spells. However, we do have Ariad's Tempting Apple in the deck somewhere, but then they have the Deep Cavern bet to block now. I mean, I guess everything untaps anyway. Okay. So we can... Okay. So we can grapple the bat. We can then remove the knight with the Witch's Vanity. And then we top deck Ariad's Tempting Apple, grabbing Rafine. And we win the game. Doesn't that sound good? Sounds good to me. I mean, sure. Sounds good to me. I like it. I like it. No. We're gonna just decline that. Alright. We believe. We just gotta believe in the top deck here. One time. Alright, Restless Fortress swinging in. So the opponent's also gaining some life. So they go to 8. But that still means Tempting Apple works. As long as the opponent does not get a flyer. That is. They can block it. Doesn't work. Alright. Yeah, I think we got a turn to 1 turn to find this apple. Come on! Ariad's Tempting Apple off the top, please! It's a land. Well, gamers, we tried. Unfortunate. Alright, so I think the deck was just such a blast to play, and I'm happy I got to play with my favorite cookies again. Now, here are a few suggestions that I would make to make the deck more powerful and hopefully increase the win rate of the deck. So for the lands, I would include the channel lands in our colors, Boseiju and Takenuma, since they add free value to the deck instead of a swamp and a forest. I would probably also add some Deathcap Glades and take out a cottage to make the mana a bit smoother. And while I think the Witch's Vanity is very cool and the food token is neat, I think the card is just a bit too conditional as a removal, and I would play a Go for the Throat or a Bitter Triumph instead. Now, unfortunately, some of the food cards are just not powerful enough to compete in Standard, especially when you queue up against top tier decks. Ariad's Tempting Apple, Return from the Wilds, and Provisions Merchant just don't do enough for what they cost, and adding some more powerful cards that might not have food token synergy, but are very strong individually, can help us win more games. Think of replacing Provisions Merchant with something like Shouldered the Apocalypse. Shouldered also, on top of that, has really cool and nice synergy with the Gumdrop Poisoner. Now, both cards cost 4 mana, but it's literally a world of difference in card quality and power. Also, most of these cards in the deck have activated abilities that are super powerful, so I would recommend a few copies of Agatha's Soul Cauldron over 2 copies of Return from the Wilds. This could also make your whole team unblockable with a Ginger Brew in the graveyard and can help with the salt board states that you might run into. Alright, well, thank you, Hygge, for allowing me to play with this deck, and thank you, viewer, for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.